going with McGuan.
First bounce at the MCG. The big men come at each other. It spills wide of the pack, taken by Bairstow. Hurried kick inside the 50 down towards Ablett. Full-chested. Pert came to meet it. Watson can't pick it up across the 50. Hand pass was smothered by Hocking. Well played. He's getting a free kick just inside the 50. Gary Hocking centres the ball. Riccardi will need to go, and he does.
Actually, that was excellent play because Hocking was in the centre bounce down for the start of the game, and there he was rewarded with a free kick on the right forward pocket. There he is on screen. He got the ball across to Riccardi. Look at that. That is just terrific. He put the pressure on Watson, follows it up, gets a tripping free.
Peter Riccardi goes for goal. Great start for the Cats.
That was a wonderful kick for goal. He just went straight through the ball. He's got a beautiful kicking action, Peter Riccardi. Very tight and compact. There's Bairstow getting it out quickly. And here's Hocking. Look at this. He's run all the way down there to put the pressure. There he is involved. He is terrific, this young fellow.
We're back in the middle, and Lee Matthews has gone with his trumps with McGuan and Brown and Shaw in the middle for the midfield of Geelong. Hand pass over the top came from Lynch. Goes to Bairstow for his second kick. Towards the outer wing, short of the wing, half back flank. And the ball out of bounds, beating Tim McGrath out. And Lee Matthews said at the press conference yesterday that the midfield of Geelong was the area of the ground that they had to win the game. Expected top 14, currently 11, but a beautiful sunny day. We started with a fog this morning. It has been a bit nippy, but it's perfect for a Melbourne winter.
Look who gets up under the pack.
Well, just one of the great players in the competition, Gary Hocking. Last time, a win for the Cats at the MCG. 28-point margin. So both games this year here at the MCG. A slip and a recovery by Lynch up towards centre wing. The mark by Brewer.
Brewer boots towards half forward. Here comes Darcy. Dropped it. This is Williams. Good hands. McGuan. Short through the middle. Right, going down towards half forward. Too much carry on the kick. Intended for McCartney. Russell deep in the pocket. Thought about going to the square. Slipped across the line, and the goal umpire spotted that. And a throw in the pocket.
Build up by Collingwood. Pity the disposal by Wright, just not on target.
Geelong the favourites, odds on, evens the Magpies, and a Geelong free kick for a throw. That man again, he's been everywhere so far. Gary Hocking, this time deep in his own defensive area. Goes short, Barnes wants to play on, almost did. Colbert across half back. Getting free the Cats at the present time. Lee Colbert towards the middle, touched by the man on the mark. Brewer comes to it, awkward bounce. Eventually Couch surrounded, gets the hand pass wide. Bairstow needed a favourable bounce, didn't get it. This is Buckley, still Buckley, alongside the centre circle, feeds it over to Houlihan, who goes again to McGuan. Great chance now for Collingwood. He's 65 metres out looking for Francis. And Francis has it about 50 metres from goal.
Well, an excellent standard game so far. Good running once again by Francis.
And the two former South Australians combine. Francis off to Russell, and Russell will kick for goal. They both played in a premiership in 1990 in their first year in the AFL, over from Adelaide. Scott Russell from about 40 metres out to level the scores. Missed it to the right. Well, Collingwood will be looking for goal-scoring potential. They've had it with McCartney, who's kicked 8 goals in the last 1.5 games, and Hotton's been a find at centre-half forward.
O'Reilly enjoying a good season. Long kick towards the outer side. Woods in front. Strong grab. Played well last week. He's got this ball about 75 metres from goal. McCartney offers a lead. Woods Took a while, may have been touched on the mark. Yes, it was. Hocking tried to punch it away. Taken high O'Reilly. He'll get the free. Advantages paid. This is Mansfield. Was there an advantage? Well, he gets away with it. Boots it towards the wing. Watson favoured by the kick. Watson, the short one. Williams. Whoops. Now he's got a problem. Back to goal suddenly. The kick turned him around, or his drop more particularly. Was that 10 metres? Brown paid the mark. Very lucky. Gavin Brown down towards right half forward. A goal to a behind. Geelong by 5 points off the hands of the pack. A real scramble in there. Couch, the hurried kick, may have been better pushing the ball across the line.
Gavin Brown will take the free kick. Actually playing on the wing on Riccardi, who kicked the first goal, but Brown, I'm sure, started in the centre foursome. McGuan back to Brown. Outside 50. Not great distance with that kick. Might be lucky though yet. Snap for goal by McCartney is smothered. Houlihan over his shoulder. Just misses to the right.
Geelong lead it by 4 points. The early going here at the MCG. And the game of the day. There's John Barnes. Some real highlight matches this weekend. Wills kicks in. Well, Mansfield is outnumbered. Brown fisted away, taken by McGuan. Uses Williams as a decoy and comes back towards the middle. McCartney should have marked it. Colbert's got it. Goes across the ground. Lynch. Well done by Woods. Woods right on the 50. Feeds it back to Buckley. He's a thumping kick. He pulls it back. That's a magnificent goal. Collingwood lead.
An exciting player, Buckley. He got the ball in midfield going back 2 or 3 minutes to get around his opponent. He bounced out, handballed it on the ground, and then went and retrieved it. I thought, you know, he showed he's got a class of play, and that just exemplified it. And there he is going onto the left foot. He's normally a right foot kick, playing in around midfield.
Brown is in the middle for the centre bounce, leaving Riccardi unmarked on the wing. Houghton gets the hand pass. Monkhorst up to full forward. McCartney. Last minute spoil was good. O'Reilly breaks clear for the Cats. Great pass. Brewer will it sit up all right. He taps it on. Is bowled over. Will take a free kick. Great first year in the AFL. Centering kick to Barnes, who's back after a knee injury. Missed the last 2 games, John Barnes. Been superb before that. Pokes it in short. Tanner, just outside the centre square. And on a fine, perfect day with a slight breeze at his back, it might be just a very rough chance. He goes short. Mensch with the gloves. Brings it to the front. Riccardi for his second. Breaks a tackle. Snaps and goals.
Well, showing his skill, Peter Riccardi, a good player last week. In fact, he kicked 2 goals. He's matched that effort in the first couple of minutes here. And there he is normally. Look, sells the dummy. Right foot.
Geelong lead by 4 points. Monkhorst gets it down, knocked on by Short. Tanner collides with Short. Down he went. Spills wide at the pack. Francis, the hurried kick towards half forward. Russell couldn't control it. Fine shepherd there by Wills. Releases McGrath, who boots it around the outer side. Billy Brownless could have been held by the arm by Krosiska. No free kick. Kelly knocks it towards the boundary. Lynch didn't have it. And Lynch will get the free kick. Paul Lynch down towards the attacking 50.
And here's the free kick against Kelly. See Lynch not in control of the ball. Umpire deems holding the man.
Too far out to score, I'd suggest. Well, that won't help. Into the man on the mark, Woods. Lynch knocks it on. Missed by Hassel. Picked up by Colbert. Hard against the line. Goes for the check side. Well, straight across the face. It didn't move. In fact, it may have been the ball that went the other way. Here's Monkhorst in the opposite pocket.
He kicks into Ablett. It comes back to Monkhorst. Lucky, but he hasn't cleared the area yet. Pert good enough to Shaw. Away to Francis. And Collingwood, after a heart murmur, got out of it. Over centre wing. Fine mark taken by Barnes. Sweeps the hand pass to Hocking. Gary Hocking already looking dangerous. The kick to centre half forward. Mensch with Kelly. Punch down to Woods. Up short of half forward. Very wide for Russell with Wills. Too wide. And the ball out of play. Geelong 2 goals. Collingwood 1 goal 2. Fantastic conditions here at the MCG, and the crowd building all the time. Well, we may have started with 50. We might finish up with 70,000. Couch threads a hand pass through. That's Francis caught in a web of arms and legs.
Buckley now playing across not midfield, the half-forward line, Drew, being picked up by Colbert.
Such an even competition, such a vital game. Third last round before the finals. The hand pass comes to Hocking. Off the right boot he goes. A centering kick is perfect for Brownless. He's a long way out, but he can kick it a country kilometre. Ablett going back towards goal. He centres, does Brownless, to Couch. A left footer, a raking kick. Ablett! And that was definitely a pass. It was a pass to Ablett. You think there was an element of kicking for goal, do you, Scotty?
I don't know. It was a funny one, that, actually. Because I thought it wasn't a good kick off the boot, but then again, Ablett read it better, didn't he? So, yeah, quite possibly.
No, he's a Brownlow medalist. He's a champion, Couch. He passed the ball. Ablett for goal. Gets his first.
Well, Brownless setting that up. Here it is, a little indecisive in what he's going to do, Billy Brownless. Couch then playing on quickly. And you just wonder what was on then, because Pert was a mile in front.
He didn't read it like Drew, Pert. So it's back in the middle. Cats by 10 points. Monkhorst got it down to Shaw, who's slung, taken high, says the umpire. So Shaw will get the free. And that hurts. It's very hard, that centre square around the centre circle. The cricket pitch area. Shaw lays it off. This is Francis, but Shaw not okay at the moment. He's stunned as Francis goes down towards half forward. Hocking is playing a superb game to start. Away to O'Reilly. Hocking 6 possessions already to the outer side. Brewer is right on the wing. The Cats looking reasonably sharp, but throughout the season they've shown a capacity to squander a lead. He goes down towards half forward, intended for Brownless, works off his man and marks on his chest. Very well done. Kelly is a strong man. There's Shaw. He's not well. Darcy on the lead. Now distance shouldn't be a problem from here. Tim Darcy. From memory against Adelaide a few weeks back, got 5 working out of a pocket.
Made his name down there as a backman at Geelong, but also goes up to the forward line as a pinch hitter and is successful.
Darcy. It's very high. Wrong side of the post. A behind. First for the Cats this afternoon, and they lead by 11 points. Tony Shaw still having a problem with his eyes there.
3 handballs so far to the former skipper Tony Shaw, who today is playing game 310. Kick in by Pert. Big pack here. Oh, mark by Barnes. Well, no mark, was a fantastic climb. Grabbed by Francis, who goes for a bounce. He's passed to half forward. One hand to it by O'Reilly. Out in front of goals though. Russell. Buckley had his eyes off the ball. Buckley's kicked a left foot goal. Can he manage it right? Edge of the goal square job. McCartney back through the pack. Snap. Hasn't made the distance. Play on. It's into the behind post.
Excellent passage of play. The way that Buckley got around, eluded his opponents and centre half forward, and then the way McCartney threw himself across to get that ball in the full forward line.
Still, if Buckley takes it cleanly, it could have been a goal. Houghton gets it down. Houlihan out of the pack. Hinkley. The Yates close to the line, pushed across by Francis. He's recaptured some of his best form in the last month. A key player for the Magpies. Tony Shaw.
He's got dust in his eye, apparently. Dennis. So Robert Di is telling us.
Couch lost the ball. McGuan goes goalward. Offline, O'Reilly goes back. Just pushes it across the line, attempting the mark. There's Mickey McGuan. 1-3 plays 3-1. Stephen O'Reilly, the 9th man taken in the 1991 draft from Swan Districts in Western Australia. There's John Barnes breaking to the outer side.
Barnes and Monkhorst have been two of the form ruckmen this season. This time the ball goes about 80 metres away from them. A short one to Hinkley, and still in the back pocket is Riccardi. His short pass to Colbert. Now off and running, and a chance here for Lynch. Great gather by Barnes. Hawke to Bairstow. Brownless.
That was just We're seeing terrific skills to some players. The way Barnes did that for a big man, showing them the ball, eluding, bang with a left footer.
Just shows you, Scotty, you don't need a glove to have sticky hands. That ball just stuck in one palm, didn't it? Billy Brownless, well within kicking distance, 55 metres. And look at that!
Centre breaks. Favour the Cats now 4-2 as they dig it out again. Couch floating it down only as far as Hassel. He's at left half back. No one standing the mark. Go for a run, Johnny. Away he goes. Up towards the wing, gained about 15 metres. Kicks inside the attacking 50. This defence is standing tall at the present time. Hotton's hand pass, a hospital job. Slapped out of there to Barnes. Mansfield having a terrific year. Runs it up the ground. Goes for distance towards the wing. He sensed that Monkhorst was down there, so he booted it wide of him, and as a result, Couch can run onto it. Gets the hand pass to Minch. 80 metres from goal. Too much carry. Kelly is there. Timely mark. Plays on to Watson. Watson to Monkhorst. Forward of right half back.
Well, Minch was in two minds there. He had Ablett and Brownless, and he had 5 bob each way. Kick by Monkhorst from half-back flank.
Kelly's now, sorry, Drew, Kelly's now gone on to Brownless, and Krasiska is picking up Minch.
Oh.
Fantastic hand pass back to Bairstow, but over the head of Tanner, allowing Woods in. Back to right, haven't seen him yet. Kick by Graham right off the left to Buckley. Good mark just outside half-forward flank.
Too much latitude by Colbert on Buckley.
Cats have made a great start. A lead 25-9.
Too slow, Buckley, in getting that ball forward.
McCartney trying to wrestle off O'Reilly. He does so. Leads, backs back into his opponent. No mark. Bairstow rips it away. But well done by Russell. The hand pass to Francis. Terrific one to Woods. Tackle by Riccardi, who comes up with the ball. Well done by Peter Riccardi, who's kicked 2 goals as well onto the chest of Krasiska.
Right in the middle. To right. Monkhorst forward of the wing. 4-1, 1-3. Geelong in front. Not a good kick, but Houlihan gets on the end of it. It was intended for him. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective. In the pocket, McGuan. He can turn around and run into goal. A question of accuracy, and he's missed. No, it's a goal. Whoa. McGuan, his first, Collingwood second.
Whilst that was going on, here's the replay of Houlihan involved.
Was this a goal, Don?
Well, we'll just wait and see. I thought not.
Yes.
No, it was. Yes.
Just snuck in.
It's quick, isn't it?
Well, Rob Barassi's called for 4 goal umpires, 2 at each end.
I think in that situation he got caught up with the logo on top of the goalpost, same colour as the ball.
Bairstow out of the middle, and he's going pretty well. Bairstow, 4 kicks. Here's Gavin Krasiska. Left footer, short of centre wing, chest mark to Buckley. Gee, they don't mind covering the ground, do they, players, these days? Buckley's kicked a goal, and here he is at half-back flank.
Shaw was by himself in the middle of the field.
Right, back to Buckley. Woods to the 50. Mansfield punches down. Scott Russell. Close to the boundary line. Touched? No, out of bounds on the full.
O'Reilly's doing very well down there, showing more pace than you'd expect, I think. Step for step with McCartney just about all the time. Fast developing fullback, one of the best in the business now. O'Reilly punches it around the outer side and hangs in the air. Monkhorst outnumbered, off hands. Brewer couldn't control it. Hocking does the splits and comes away with the ball. Well played, Gary Hocking. It's been a magic turn. Mensch couldn't complete the mark. Krasiska gets it away. This is Shaw. Shaw goes down towards half forward. Houlihan doing some good work on the forward line to Brown. Brown about 80 metres from goal, kicks it very high. McCartney comes at the ball, it bounced off his chest, taken by Buckley. He's proving a dangerous player, pulls it back, intended for Monkhorst. And Monkhorst has taken the mark, only about 20 metres out.
Excellent passage of play. Well done, Monkhorst, getting down there, normally on the ball. I think Geelong are going to make a change. They'll have to, I think. David Mensch, I just think he's out of sorts today. They're going to do. This is the second time the runner has gone out to him. He's playing at centre half forward for Geelong. As we see there, Damien Monkhorst lining up for goal. Actually, they're going to make a change, Geelong, and I think Mensch will be coming off 14. He's warming up for Geelong. Stephen Hanley.
So a couple of problems exposed in that last exchange. Colbert's got his problems with Buckley as well. And the big man is missed. Monkhorst misses to the right-hand side. Collingwood at 2-4, Geelong at 4-1.
Yes, but Geelong have a history of not worrying what the opposition kicks, but just kicking a winning score themselves. And already they've had 2 from the wing from Riccardi, who's doing well on Brown, and they lead 4-1 to 2 goals 4.
Well, they did this last year, isn't it interesting? At the same time last year, they were really on a roll, Geelong.
Well, they've won their last 4 in a row, going for 5 here today. Hotton's hand pass is blocked. Look at Gary Hocking. No fear for his own body. Gets it to McGrath, who goes for the boundary line and finds out of bounds.
Yes, Mensch is coming off and Hanley on for Geelong. Just out of sorts. He's just not in the right position today, David.
Barnes gets rid of Hotton. Once again, his hand pass is blocked. Francis, caught by Riccardi. The umpire says, give it to me, and I'll ball it up. Umpires today, David Howlett, Peter Carey and Mark Prince. Mark Prince officiating there. Free kicks 5-1 Geelong's way.
There's the bounce. Hotton goes up. Barnes gets it down. Taken by Brown. Ran into Barnes. Crashing through was Francis. Spills wide of the pack. Taken by Couch. Mansfield got the kick away. Hocking goes up. Punches it very high in the air. And Brown quite content to take it across the line. There's Gavin Brown.
Big half forward line for Geelong. Brownless and Hanley. Much mobility there.
Hotton in front. Barnes trying to get it behind. McGuan knocks it forward. Socket off the ground by Hassel. Taken by Bairstow. Nicely done. Hot hand pass though. Mansfield now has got a problem. Not well played by the Cats. Hotton to Francis. Quick kick to the pocket. It'll be a relay free. Buckley will get the kick down there. It's going against Mansfield. Well, Geelong didn't do very well there. Buckley pops it over the top. McGuan open goal.
No, he's got to bring it back, Dennis, because time on had been signalled or time off by the umpire.
There's the umpire setting the mark down there. So
actually, this is interesting. The kick's going to McCartney. Now, that's interesting because Buckley marked the ball.
Buckley did mark the ball. And you get the feeling that there's so many umpires out there, they don't know what they're doing, because the one who ruled on the free kick was bluing with Mansfield for the late tackle.
Interesting one, that.
McCartney's got the ball and a sharp angle confronting him. Margin currently at 9 points. Just to pull it back to 3. Well, he misses to the near side. Never a chance, that kick.
Missing a few chances here, Collingwood. 2-5 to 4 goals 1. Stephen O'Reilly, ex-West Australian. Fancy getting conditions like this in a Melbourne winter. Absolutely superb. Barnes, Monkhorst spoils it, comes to Shaw. Francis. It's a Collingwood free kick to Shaw. And the veteran. Left footer inside half forward. And the defensive mark is taken there by Lynch, who's been quite prominent early. Coming up for his 5th disposal. Short of centre wing. In front is Monkhorst. to take the mark. Going past him is Francis. With the left footer is good. Krasiska's drifted up from defence to mark 55 metres from goal. They've stacked the forward line. There's 3 pairs of players behind the centre of the ground. Kicked by Krasiska. Marking contest. Chance for Russell. He's got it. Back he goes. McGuan left foot snap. Hasn't got the distance. Barnes meets it. Falls to Hinkley. More time than you might expect in that position. But a bad kick out of bounds on the full.
Slammed on the boot. There weren't too many options offering down the ground, so he tried to kick the cover off the ball, misses kick, hence going out over the boundary line on the floor.
Brown pokes it into Williams. Now Williams right on the 50. Collingwood doing all the attacking in the last 10 minutes, looking right on top, and their midfield runners giving them great drive. Williams goes for distance, slides it across the face. Big pack at the fall of the ball. Barnes goes up off his hands, taken by Buckley. But he snaps a fine goal, his second. Nothing in it now. 4-1 to 3-5, but on balance of play, Collingwood are doing better.
Well, all this coming from a mistake by McGuan. Oh, not McGuan, Hinkley. Because he was the one that kicked it out of bounds over on the full. Finish it up with Buckley.
Margin 2 points, Cats just in front. Brewer's hand pass, well, he balked the hand pass and then gave the kick to Darcy. Spoiled by Watson, worth a kick. Well done by Shane Watson. When he was a youngster, they said he was the best young footballer in Victoria. And he stepped up into the black and white colours and has been a top league footballer at either end of the ground.
Drew, we've talked about Hocking, but Buckley's had 9 possessions and 2 goals in this opening term.
Great contribution. Claim possession Handley, who came off the bench. Spills to McGuan. Still with McGuan. Down he goes. Just paddles the ball out. Tanner. Infield. Brownless used his body well against Kelly and won the ball for the Cats. Now they've lost it to Wright. Graham Wright goes for the run. Out to Brown. The skipper from centre wing to centre half forward. McCartney. Couldn't quite take the mark. Wright again, who followed up to McGuan. He's kicked one already. A lazy bounce. Beats a man and kicks another one.
Well, if you're here at the MCG as a spectator, you're privileged because there's some great individual stuff. Look at the way Wright initially got that across with fantastic running to Brown. And there he is following up again. Look, that is just sensational. The dummy sold once again. I don't know for how much, but it was by McGuan and a goal.
Plenty of buyers. 4-5 to 4-1. Rucks go at it. Monkhorst directs it down, taken by Woods. It's all Collingwood at the moment, doing all the attacking. They're running very hard. Here's Brown. Forward of the wing. Tugs it back inside the 50. McCartney comes out. Fingertips to it. It falls behind. Picked up by Colbert. Little chip pass to Riccardi. There's the siren. Quarter time. Terrific action. Geelong started so well, and Collingwood came steaming home at the end of that term. So at quarter time and the game of the day around Australia, Collingwood 4-5, Geelong 4-1.
Peter Carey about to get the second quarter underway. On course faces Barnes. Barnes slightly wins it, but Couch couldn't get the ball out. The umpire will ball it up. Pretty bare there in the centre.
And hard, Drew. There's a real inconsistency about this ground. You've got that hard cricket pitch area, then you've got a soft outer field. I reckon there should be uniformity as far as a ground condition is concerned.
Of course, it's having a lot of football. There are 3 games here this weekend. McGuan gets the kick out of the middle. Buckley ducks his head. Francis for Collingwood. Swamped by 2 tacklers. Ball held to him. And the umpire will ball it up.
And because of that dryness, we saw that Tony Shaw, when he look at the dirt coming up on the back of his jumper. That's Tony Francis. But Shaw got dirt in the eye when he was tackled in the first quarter, and that's a result of this dry midfield, this cricket pitch area.
On course wins the tap. All Collingwood. Russell to Shaw. Shaw just gets the kick away in time. McCartney couldn't take the mark. O'Reilly recovers. floats one over the top, but it's grabbed by Russell. The hand pass into Houlihan. 40 metres out. Not a bad kick by Houlihan.
Well, he had plenty of time, Houlihan. He just didn't realise that there was no one around him. Spun quickly onto the right foot over their left shoulder. A great snap.
Costly miss with the tackle though, Don, here. Not that one, but the one upcoming.
Look, there's plenty of space for him. Well done.
Ominous signs here for the Cats. Collingwood have kicked the last 4 goals as the Rucks go at it again. Barnes taps it down, but Monkhorst has got it, tries to slap it out. Shaw off his knee, it rolls down towards half forward. This is Lynch, gets the staggers, but boots it out wide. Here comes Handley, with him Krasiska. Handley held without it, says the umpire. Defensive side of the wing, a rise smile from Gavin Krasiska. Handley back in action, pops it down towards half forward. Kelly was up, right behind, moved off it. Brownless away to Tanner. Tanner centers the ball. Monkhorst in best position. Ablett came hard. Monkhorst held the mark. He's very adept at dropping back. He and Sean Wren probably the best 2 in the competition. Scott Wide won a Brownlow medal doing it. This is Watson. 4 bounces up towards half back to Brown. Brown goes down towards half forward. From behind Houlihan, but in front Hinkley. But a by play. Hinkley's got the ball. Left half back for the Cats.
Lead by Darcy ignored. The kick over centre wing. Handley with the
now
lead.
behind play. There's a push out on Shaw.
Hocking recovers from that and kicks from 50. A centering effort. Ablett caught at the back. Darcy. Tim Darcy snaps and kicks a goal. No, hit the post.
Now look at this. There it is. The umpire not aware of what was going on. Hocking throwing Shaw out of the road.
Yes, and Tony Shaw being picked up by Grant Tanner, but it was definitely Hocking did the deed.
Goes the kick towards the outer side. It could be argued, of course, that Shaw was shepherding more than 5 metres from the ball. Francis tries to slap it out. Shaw throws his body in with reckless abandon, as do a couple of others, and the ball up.
It was interesting just before quarter time. Shaw was really giving Mark Bairstow a mouthful, and he had 1 or 2 other Collingwood players in as well. So, be interested to know what he was saying. Maybe a few home truths.
McGuan feeds Brown. Brown across the body down towards half forward. Houlihan's in front. Dropped the mark. Was pushed in the back. No free kick. Mansfield picks it up. He's in trouble. Slum trying to crash his way through as Hinkley lost it. This is Buckley. Smothered off the boot. Mansfield comes away now. Mansfield through the wing. Ran a long way. And he's been knocked off. It'll come back and be a Collingwood free kick on the wing. Good smother by Bairstow. Got Mansfield away, but then he ran too far. McGuan. Shaw, who's been pretty good. In the centre square, comes right across the ground. Woods waits, takes the mark in front of Lynch. Krasiska goes past. Woods uses him as a decoy. Bounces through the middle. Kicks well inside the 50. McCartney is down there. It runs free behind. Brown won't get there in time. And it goes out of bounds right full forward.
Well, Gavin Brown, the skipper, 8 kicks. His opponent, Riccardi, kicked 2 goals in the first quarter, but Brown's come right back. Pies lead by 9 points. Buckley tried to take clean possession. Watt in the hand pass. Hassel! Oh, what a goal! Well, he kicked 4 last week, and when you get men like Hassel and Houlihan stepping up and kicking goals, everything going right for the Pies, Don.
Yes, and also James getting involved in here quickly. There's James setting it up. But it's good to see players when they're picked up in draft. I think it's fascinating that that Hassel 47th in the 1992 June draft.
Well, Collingwood have got the last 5 goals. Monkhorst and Barnes will go at it again. And Geelong in danger of getting overrun here. 11 scoring shots to 6. And that's probably a flattering interpretation. Brilliantly done by Barnes. Got it down to Hocking. Hocking kicks well inside the 50. Ablett surrounded. Kelly went back on him and then retrieves the ball to Watson. Now Krasiska heads for the boundary line. Up comes Woods. Kept it alive. Brewer fell over. This is Bairstow. Lost the ball on the tackle from Kelly and threw it according to the umpire. Kelly to Watson. Over it goes to Wright. Irresistible football at the present time from the Magpies. They're running hard. Francis probing kick down towards half forward. In front. No mark taken. It was Houghton. Riccardi's hand pass straight up in the air. Houghton's got it. Away to Wright. Houlihan now. Forward of half forward. Kicks inside the 50. McCartney leads back on O'Reilly. Two strong customers. And that's a goal. A freak goal by McCartney. Well, you could put him there, I'd suggest, for 100 shots, and he may not be able to repeat. Tony Shaw's off the ground.
Yes, and he walked off the ground holding his leg. And I don't think he'll take any further part. It's going to be corrected about, I think it was Houghton that was involved in the last goal. And here is McCartney. He's really hit the ball hard. But could he do that again? I don't know.
Not straight away.
Centre square infringement. Gary Hocking takes it. Ablett comes from behind. Needs to get a hold of the leather, Ablett. Oh, he's pushed down by Francis and will take a free kick. Now, the great man kicked one goal in the first quarter. It has been a long time since he's kicked a heap. Back to round 16 when he kicked 10 against Melbourne. And in 5 games since then, 5 has been his best. Stumbled towards the century. He now has 103 for the season, and this is coming back, but not enough. 1 goal, 1 to Ablett. Tony Shaw off dipper.
Yes, Drew, unfortunately for Tony, got barely caught thigh, but the doctor did say that he has a chance to come back on if needed.
Gary Pert hits Monkhorst on the outer side. The run of Collingwood has simply been terrific so far. This is Watson. Brown, forward of the wing. Brown running down to half forward. Sets it up for McCartney. Back comes Hinkley. O'Reilly stood his ground and did well. This is Wills. Not a particularly good hand pass. Houghton knocks it down. Here's Buckley again. A source of annoyance as far as the Cats are concerned, but he gives it away this time. Couch. Towards the outer side wing. Brownless. Very stop-start by comparison, the football of Geelong to that of Collingwood. Here's Lynch. Now he's away. Decides to take a run. Comes up towards the middle. Kicks towards half forward. Handley could have been interfered with. No free kick. Brilliantly done, Brewer. Man on in the square and or goal. It's the latter. Now Brewer gets the goal. I'm not sure he was trying to kick it. It was a compromise kick, a little poke over the top. Darcy was on in the square, but Geelong will take the goal.
Yes, I don't know whether he could have got it over with a hand pass either, Brewer. Maybe there's a free kick against Krasiska, but well done to get away from that tackle. Interesting kick, but it scored. That's the main thing.
Monkhorst's gloves then didn't help in the tackle, and Brewer broke the tackle. And it broke a run of 6 straight goals by the Magpies. Bairstow comes out of the middle, a holding free kick, and Handley will take the free about 60 metres out. The free kick against Krasiska. So that was a pretty vital goal that Brewer kicked for the Cats, because it did arrest a trend in the game. 6 goals to nothing by the Magpies. Handley goes wide, on the bounce to Darcy. Running out of room, clever kick back. Brownless caught behind. Kelly drops the mark. Brownless has got it. Pass or goal? Hand pass. Bairstow, good goal. Well set up.
It was an excellent goal. Mark Bairstow, one of the leading provincial horse trainers in Victoria. That's his passion, horses. He's also captain here, but that was an excellent goal because he really did have to steady and make sure of it. and he was capable. Look, steady, bang, good goal.
Back in the middle. Centre breaks decidedly favouring Geelong, and they might get it forward again here, but they trail on the scoreboard. Bairstow to Couch. How often have we seen that? He goes looking for Ablett. That is a marvellous kick. Simply superb.
Dennis, there's just some excellent skill being shown today.
You wonder how a player can see through all those bodies. I mean, everything was happening around Couch, and yet instinctively he placed the ball into the path of Ablett. It's been a characteristic of Geelong games this season. Goals in clusters to them and their opponents. Ablett for his second. Pulls it too far. It's a behind. But the Cats now enjoying a good passage of play.
As soon as it left the boot, you knew the ball was in trouble as far as the goals were concerned, because Ablett twisting the body, contorting the body, willing the ball to go straight. But it didn't. Players give you an indication when the ball left the boot as if to which it's either going to go through for a major or a point.
Gary Pert must have nightmares about playing Geelong at the MCG earlier this season. Well, he got his photo on the paper, but he was the stepladder for Gary Ablett when he took the mark of the season. And there's been debate raging ever since as to whether he held it or not. Kicked by Pert, a beauty. The gloves of Kelly. In he comes to Francis. Collingwood moving the ball well. Buckley. Oh, what mark by Buckley.
Excellent.
His fourth mark and coming up for his 12th disposal. Inside centre half forward. O'Reilly spoils McCartney. The run of Williams. Mansfield in pursuit.
We're holding the man, surely.
The man's playing the ball. No free kick to Williams. In the back to Brown. No, nothing doing. Boundary throw in.
Collingwood fans not too happy. Williams, the first man in that chain, and Brown the second. Thrown in on the outer side. Barnes gets it down to Couch, who had it, then lost it, and the bodies go in strongly again. Francis is there.
It's a good ad for the gloves just a little moment ago when Kelly took the mark. Directly behind him was Damien Monkhorst, who's shown can take marks with them. A lot of controversy, especially from Brisbane, as to whether players should wear the gloves.
Cotton taps it out. Francis moved off the ball. This is Hocking. Away he goes around the outer side. Very high kick, gained about 40 metres. Kelly again.
The gloves.
This is Wright. Across the ground, McGuan. How will it bounce? Nicely for him. McGuan forward of the wing to Francis. His 10th possession. 70 metres from goal. Eventually, McCartney gets away from O'Reilly, who's been wearing him like a glove. And now McCartney directly in front will shoot from 25 metres out.
He's a bit of an enigma, this man, as far as Collingwood is concerned. He was a high choice in the draft a few years ago. He just hasn't shown it. Played centre-half forward, centre-half back, but has done well recently since going to full forward.
Going for his second goal of the term, and he puts it through. He's got two for the day, and Collingwood increase their lead. Handy goal for them, 8-5 play 6-4.
A little bit of a conflab between Buckley and McCartney, because here it'll come, the build-up. McGuan running onto it quickly across to Francis, and Francis, good kick.
The Pies back out to a 13-point lead after the Cats challenge. Monkhorst wins in the middle. Down goes Francis. Poleaxed. And he'll take a free kick. Which way are we going up? Colbert got a fair slice of it.
Oh, I don't know about that. I really don't know.
Kick by Francis towards the outer side. Wright takes the mark just forward of the wing. 53 plays 40. Collingwood in front. And we're midway through the second quarter. Wright gave it everything he's got. Roving Russell. Chance for Houlihan. 15 metres out. Over his shoulder, but not this time.
Hinckley's his man, and I'll wait and see if he's picked him up. Hinckley was 30 metres from Houlihan.
Tony Shaw looks on. Stephen O'Reilly with the ball. He's been a very good defender so far this afternoon, despite McCartney's 2 goals. Because Collingwood have done a lot of attacking. Some indecision from O'Reilly.
Well, all options covered, Dennis. Collingwood are doing an excellent job in keeping these players in. They've got a lot of outriders.
Well, he does kick it a long way normally, so why not go for distance? This is a good kick towards the outer side. Moncor spoiled his teammate Francis. The hand pass not particularly good. Well done by Mansfield. The bump assisted him, sent him in the right direction. He boots it down towards half forward. Brownless is there, appeared to interfere. Wright gets back in any case. Relieves the pressure, showed a bit of the ball to Riccardi, who knocked it away from Brown. Still Riccardi goes. Wright, anxious to make amends, gets across there. And the ball goes out of bounds on the outer side.
Yes, and Hinckley is the man on Houlihan. Hinckley at full forward in that position, and Hinckley's right beside him.
Comes to Couch, who's had the new haircut, shorter than ever. Threads out the hand pass. And eventually it's Lynch. Bumbles a kick up. Oh, straight through the legs. Chance here for Ablett. 25 metres out, bowled over, which is no mean effort to get him off his feet. And the umpire will ball it up. Well, Gary Pert, clean bowled middle stump. What a contest between a champion fullback and a man who's kicked a century of goals the last 2 seasons. By Kelly across the ground. Half-back flank to half-back flank. Bad bounce here. Trouble for Hassel. Support from Francis. Back to Hassel. Up to centre wing he goes to Buckley.
Relayed free kick against Darcy, putting Hassel down as he kicked the ball.
And Buckley for his 13th disposal.
Doing well, isn't he?
Oh, yes. And another man is Monkhorst, who's taken 7 marks already, and we've got nearly 8 minutes to half-time.
Here's Woods. Floats it inside the 50. Mansfield has to go back with great courage. It bounces back to him. He was taken high. He'll get the free kick. He showed a lot of courage.
Well, anyone who's played the game know what he was going through in that situation.
Hinckley finds Couch. The Cats could do with a goal here. And who better to have the ball? He goes looking for Ablett. Oh, that's terrific.
Dennis, when I saw Couch get the ball, I looked at Ablett. They've got a terrific understanding because Ablett was going to go right now and he steadied just at the right time. Now he's looking, and then Ablett made the lead to the right. He was going to go, but they've got just a fantastic understanding, those two.
Ablett lining up at his second. Some players kick long, some players kick precisely. Couch has the ability to do both. Here's Ablett. Important kick, and again he misses to the near side. Behind for the Cats.
That's 3 behinds this quarter for Gary Ablett. So the supply he's getting from Couch is going to waste at the moment. Well, Tony Shaw with that thigh muscle injury. Looks as though he's recovered and about to come back. He spent some time on the bench this year, but that's through choice of the coach. This time, an injury.
When he went off, I didn't think he was going to come back on, Shaw.
No, it didn't look like it, did it? Short pass in. Watson takes the mark behind centre half back. And a 50-metre penalty against Ablett. He gave away a couple last week against Fitzroy, apparently.
And Kerrison going off for Collingwood. Shane Kerrison. Well, I don't think I've seen today. No, he's got nothing against his name as far as stats go. Tony Shaw coming back on.
Well, he came on to replace Shaw and didn't bother the scorer while he was there. Woods, kick inside the 50. McCartney from behind.
Tudor coming on for Geelong. Darcy going off. Tudor going down half forward.
Williams a centering kick and a good mark taken by Gary Hocking.
Now here's Tudor, could figure Drew. He's on centre wing, Tudor. And Watson just didn't bother going with him.
Well, that's not a great kick by Hinckley, but it finds its way to Tudor. A bit of fortune there. McGrath, perfect pass to Couch. Who got one that he's been giving. And Couch goes long again. Brownless. Billy!
Oh, they're giving away the free. He's changing the decision.
Well, it's a free kick to Pert. It may be against Ablett. who was underneath that with Pert. What a shame for Billy Brownless, who would have been kicking for goal from right in front. 13 points the margin, Collingwood in front. I'll talk about that for a while.
Will you class that as a mark? It'd have to go down as a mark today, wouldn't it?
Well, not paid, so you can't give it. Here's a chance for the Pies. Paul Williams with his pace. On the bounce to Buckley. Caught by Colbert this time. No free kick for the tackle. The umpire will ball it up.
Now watch Brownless. He's taken the mark. Now, what's happening?
How did Gary Pert get a free out of that?
Yeah, it must have been before that.
Wills takes the ball over the boundary line and will have a throw in. Oh, terrific mark by Billy Brownless though. And he's come back from the depths of the horrors.
My word. Yes, excellent effort.
Hott does well to Russell. Houlihan just inside the line. A great goal kicker in the country. And this is out of bounds on the full. Free kick.
Corowa Rutherglen he came from, and that's where my grandfather made his name, for Rutherglen, back in the 20s.
Look at this mark by Billy Brownless again. Now, Pert got a free kick out of it. We'll wonder why for a long time. Gee, Billy got a long way up.
Meantime, Collingwood with a chance. This is Williams. And he misses. Well, they're peppering away at the present time. Increase their lead. 8-7 to 6-5. Geelong bench. Here's Mensch. Wait for the kick in. That's Colbert, number 2. Hinkley doing the honours this time. And the bright sunshine of the MCG comes very wide. Handley will need to work here. And he pushes the ball across the boundary line.
Well, the sun's out, Dennis. It's still a reasonably cold day here in Melbourne. Very cold in the shadows of the stand.
Margin 14 points. Houghton will get a free kick. Not much science there. Barnes just grabbing him as the ball was thrown in. There's Houlihan.
He's done well, Houghton, from the VFA.
Houghton in short. McCartney on the lead. And I think O'Reilly has hurt himself. Francis and Hocking getting involved off the ball. O'Reilly comes up limping. And that's a bad sign. He's been very good.
My word, he has a much improved player. Has he done a hemi?
Could have low down. He's not happy. He's standing the mark. But meantime, McCartney's got a chance to put his 3rd goal of the term. And his 3rd of the afternoon. McCartney. No, right across the face. In the opposite pocket, Barnes the defensive mark. Hocking's away. He's stopped his fighting and he's running up towards half-back now. A second bounce. Gary Hocking, who started in splendid form, kicks towards midfield. Brownless, this one will be paid.
He's coming off O'Reilly.
Circle. Oh, a blow as far as the Cats are concerned. McGrath, about 55 metres from goal. Darcy waiting to come back on, so it's not a bad swap, all things considered. Pert keeps the ball in front, dashing defence. Monkhorst was very ambitious. Francis will need to go. Well played by Riccardi. He's got 2 goals this afternoon. From right on the 50, pulls it back. Big pack at the fall of the ball. And in the midst of them, Ablett has claimed a mark, but it was touched. 2 Collingwood players flew for it. Ablett stayed down. The ball finished up on his chest, but the call was touched.
There's Ablett, number 5, just going or backing out of the pack.
Chance for the Cats here again. Brownless gets a goal.
Oh.
Billy gets his 2nd. It wasn't from the classical high mark. It was from the scrap that fell off the rubbish truck.
Well, Ablett coming over the top of it for this ball up in the goal square. And this is where O'Reilly did his injury. McCartney in front. I wonder what he actually did do. There he comes up, maybe a hamstring strain.
Back in the middle, Monkhorst wins to Shaw. Williams with Mansfield. Riccardi dragged down by Williams. And the free kick will go to the Geelong wingman. Free kicks are 12-9 in favour of the Cats. And the margin at the moment, 8 points in favour of Collingwood. Barnes attempts it with one hand, comes to Colbert. His hand pass is good. Gary Hocking on the run, a little left footer. Ablad at the back, another one. Billy's kicked 3 and 2 in a minute.
Well, I thought it was going to case of Collingwood how far, but boy, you can't underwrite teams nowadays or underestimate teams nowadays. Hocking once again involved. He's tremendously fit, trains very hard. And nobody around. Fortunate for Bill, his third.
Well, he showed pretty good judgment there, Brownless, just waiting down behind. Quite often Ablett hits packs very hard and has a likelihood of breaking them up. He did that and the ball flew free behind. McGuan and Hocking.
One thing about Hocking, he won't take a back step.
8-7, 8-5. The Magpies by 2 points. Barnes goes up. Smothered off the bit of McGuan by Hocking. So in that situation, he won the duel. It comes across to Mansfield. A very high kick inside the 50. Kelly goes back and takes another very strong mark. Francisca away. Kicks towards the outer side. McGuan in space. Away he goes. McGuan down towards right half forward. Getting back, Mansfield fists away only as far as Woods. Claimed there by Tanner. Russell's hand pass was good. Got it to Williams. High kick down towards full forward. McCartney goes with Darcy. Buckley off hand. Snaps a goal. His third.
Well, he's having a day out. Nathan Buckley averages 16 kicks a game. Has played in a number of different positions this year. Playing across half forward today, but has the licence to go up midfield, go deep into the pocket, and that time reading it well off the hands of the pack. And a good snap.
3 goals to Nathan Buckley. Monkhorst wins in the middle. It comes to Buckley again, who breaks a tackle. Just gets booted the ball, gains 5 metres. Shaw is there. Hurried kick by Tanner. Comes to the front of the pack. All Geelong. Couch started with the spoil and won his own crumbs. Brownless, a costly fumble. Hocking now has it, but it's a free kick to Collingwood. Francisco. If Brownless had grabbed it one touch, he'd have been away. Tony Shaw in the middle. Francis going past him. His left footer is great. Houlihan, the spoil came from behind. Buckley chasing goals, but that'll be a ball up. Now down on the boundary line once again, Dipper.
Yeah, the big fella's gone down with a hamstring tear to his left leg. I don't think he'll take part.
Ooh, big fella.
O'Reilly. Unfortunate for him. Shaw paddles backwards. Geelong have it. Tanner. Oh, costly fumble by Handley. And that's the second time in a minute that one touch would have been handy for the Cats.
So we're down to about 17 seconds now and the clock continues to run, so it's almost half time. Probably time for Collingwood to get a quick kick and a mark here, and that's about it. Houghton goes up, beaten by Barnes, slapped out of there by Hassel, taken by Russell, away to Woods. The siren will beat him, or will it? He's kicked on the siren. There's a push in the back down there, but it matters not. It's half time at the MCG. And Collingwood lead 9-7 to 8-5. Seesawing affair. Collingwood at one stage put it 6 goals straight. Geelong steadied, came back at them. You get the feeling Collingwood at the present time are playing the better football in what has been a very high standard affair. So half time, let's check that scoreline. It's Collingwood 9-7 and Geelong 8-5.
Been a terrific game as it promised. Between the horizontal hoops and the vertical stripes. A backhander by Barnes. Just about a mark grabbed out of the air there by Lynch. Up to centre half forward. Brownless reaching over the top to take a mark over Kelly. Now Billy can kick this. He's about 57 metres out. And whatever breeze there is behind and right to left.
He's going to have a go, Drew.
Why not? From the front edge of the square. Well, that finished about 20 metres short. 10 anyway. Francisco takes the mark. Well, he did say in the just a minute that his strength was his kicking and his weakness was his kicking, and he proved it right there.
Took a very good mark, though. Here's Tony Shaw, great to see him back. He's in the back pocket, taking plenty of time. An eternity. Shaw eventually kicks down towards the wing. Krasiska up in front, fisted away by Barnes, knocked back by Francis, knocked on by Hinkley. Eventually it comes to Williams, who boots it to the wing. Miles in the clear is Hassel. He heads off towards half forward. He loves a run. A third bounce. He's at the 50. Open goal square. Goes for home. How will it bounce? The wrong way for the Magpies, across the face and out of bounds in the opposite pocket. Well, he summed it up pretty well. It was a searching run. Looked up, saw the players pushing up the ground. Nobody at home. Had it gone the other way, well, it could have been a score. Maybe even a goal.
Doctor just been out to Hinkley.
Hocking to Bairstow. They need more from Bairstow. Boots it around the outer side. Handley in trouble. Away to Couch. Couch breaks away. Kicks towards centre half forward. Brownless on a lead. How will it bounce? Awkwardly for him. Kelly an opportunity. Goes looking for Brown. Riccardi in close attendance. Brown was pushed in the back.
Hinkley now picking up Paul Williams. He had Houlihan in the second quarter.
11 kicks now for Brown. Not the best of them, that one. He gives the ball away. Brewer's got it. Brewer 80 metres from goal. Long towards Ablett. Knocked down by Pert. Socked by Ablett. Opportunity for Couch. Awkward bounce for him. Could have been held without it. Monkhorst, the hand pass untidy. Out of bounds in the pocket.
Colbert's gone off Buckley and Mansfield's got the job on him. Colbert is now on Houlihan in the forward pocket.
Well, if there's any consolation, Paul, I thought you were held. There's Ablett. Now, was contact made? Ablett did a good selling job. He'll get the kick in the pocket. That'll be interesting to watch in replay. Oh, yes.
Just there were no fingerprints. He had the glove on.
Exactly. Almost like challenging into a duel there. A slap across the face. Gary Ablett. 1 goal this afternoon. His best haul against Collingwood, 7. Twice. Most recently, last season at Victoria Park. Goes from 40. Straight as a dime.
Surprisingly, his second goal for the game. He's kicked 3 points, Gary Ablett. He kicked 3 last week. Before coming into this game, he's 103 goals. Not a bad conversion rate. He's only kicked 60-odd points. There he goes, letting it go.
Margin back to 2 points after Ablett's goal. Monkhorst recovers from giving away the free by winning the next kick. McGrath across the half-back line, could be dangerous here. Oh, Bairstow was good. Further across the half-back line, just as well for Lynch. He's done all right, Paul Lynch. Third mark, 10 disposals. Centre wing, Tanner. He got it just inside the line. He was amongst Geelong's best last week on a tagging role on Matty Armstrong and kicked 3 goals as well, Tanner. Drop marked by Watson, that's a surprise. Right to Shaw. No distance in Shaw's kick. Tanner, off hands it goes to Lynch again. Longer kick by Lynch. Past Handley it goes. Brownless is there. Past Kelly it goes. Handley, in he comes. Any amount of Geelong blokes there, but the hand pass missed the target. Right, Monkhorst. Francis didn't attempt to take possession. Couch. Terrific stuff by Paul Couch. Look at the hand pass. Bairstow on the 50. Gave it away. It was swamped and beaten by numbers.
Hassel out wide. Knocked down by Buckley. Hinkley arrived and crashed into Mansfield and Buckley. And there's going to be a free kick Geelong's way, is there? Well, I'm not sure that was what Buckley's making. Hinkley came crashing into him and he was catapulted into the man who was over the ball. Still, Mansfield's got the free out there and a problem with his bootlace. So suddenly some respite. Buckley's not happy. 15 possessions for him this afternoon. A shake of the head. Here's Michael Mansfield. Played only 9 games last season. One of the first picked this year. Short to Barnes. That was a terrible effort. Mansfield keen to make amends. Grabs the ball on the wing. Kicks in towards half forward. Monkhorst up very high. Handley. The hand pass not good. Krasiska battles with Brownless. It comes out the back. Tanner's hand pass was good. Brewer to Couch. They try and keep it alive in Goldwood. Bairstow left it behind, hasn't got the ball. Play goes on. Socket off the ground by Hassel. Taken away by Brown. Across to Shaw. Collingwood prevail. Shaw at half back. Beautiful pass. Chips it to Buckley. Buckley goes on. McGuan on the burst. He's on the wing. He wants to run. He's had one bounce. He props now. Kicks it very high inside the 50. Barnes goes back. He's swapped. They came from everywhere. Down goes Hinkley. And the umpire will ball it up. Well, end-to-end football of the MCG. Exciting stuff.
Houlihan hurt himself too when flying for that mark. There he is, limping back to the full forward or forward pocket position.
Barnes knocks defensively. Lynch, the hand pass wide for Hinkley, just inside the line. He gains some meterage. Buckley keeps it in though. He centres to Hassel, 65 metres out. He's got McCartney in the goal square. John Hassel, you've got to stand the mark with this fella. Here he goes again, 51 metres out. Oh, what a great kick! Oh, just short by half a metre and through from behind. He tried to repeat last week's effort.
He's a terrific young player, John Hassel. And he loves it. You can tell he loves being out there.
Well, it's a great effort, Dennis, because he was picked up 47th in the 1992 June draft. Usually that's when the discards are picked up, but he's obviously really applied himself.
Barnes short to Wills. Yes, not too many blue chippers around there. So Wills from half back. He's been watching Hassel. The kick not particularly good. McGuan tries to knock it on. Riccardi, well done. Got 2 goals in the opening term. He's 60 metres out. Peter Riccardi heads for home. It's way off target for Ablett.
What a terrific mark, because it was a dog of a kick.
Well, on that occasion, Gary Pert was more interested in Ablett. Ablett only had eyes to the ball as he gives it back to the man who gave it to him initially, Peter Riccardi. Good play by Ablett because he's opened up the goal face.
Riccardi, they got the first 2 goals of the game from memory. Going in his 3rd here, and this to put Geelong in front. Riccardi's kick is good. Cats lead.
I remarked about his kicking style. I think it was yes, it was his first goal on the opposite flank, Riccardi, in the first quarter. And again, it was evident when we have a look at him going for goal. That was his 3rd. He kicked 2 last week. Now, this is a terrific kick. Just watch that. The execution, excellent.
Monkhorst wins in the middle, but Couch grabs it, kicks into McGuan. It spills to Mansfield. Geelong have been good at the centre breaks. Centre breaks are 14-7 in favour of the Cats, and they lead the game by 3 points. Often that stat will have a bigger lead than 3 points. In fact, they've trailed for most of the game. Houghton wins. Bairstow helps it up. Further for Cats. Buckley caught in a tackle. Slick hand pass to right. Riccardi's been great at turnovers in the middle. Here he goes again. Wide. Too wide for Ablett. And the ball out of bounds near the 50.
And Ablett was lining Kelly up from a long way away.
Well, it's a pity they didn't clash, because I'd like to see who'd win that, because it'd be like 2 locomotives having a head-on.
One of the locomotives didn't know the other was coming. The ball went out of bounds. There's Brown on his knees, shovels it out. Francis dragged off it. Monkhorst thumps it, taken by Tudor. His pace could be handy. Bairstow away to Brownless. Brownless about 75 metres out from goal. Sets Handley a task. Krosiska should win on the ground, but Handley fights back well and soccers the ball across the line. So boundary throw in outer side. Good fight by that young man.
Made a name for himself a few years ago. Handley as a ruckman when he first came to Geelong.
That was Sharkey warming up. Diving on the ball is Francis. He's got his appetite back, and he's going to get a free kick. Tony Francis, a couple of seasons back, was superb for Collingwood. Has been adrift most of this season, but in the last month has really regained touch. Buckley has had great touch today. Gives it to Woods, who boots into centre half forward. Storming up the ground is Darcy. Got a timely boot on the ball. It came to Tanner. Tanner a very high kick. Tailor-made for Monkhorst. Got a glove to it. Knocked it down. Hassel, the meat and the sandwich. Well, he's getting a free kick.
Oh, from what I saw.
That seemed to be side on very much. Hassel across the ground. Monkhorst can go again. There's a man on down in the pocket by himself. The mark is held by McCartney. Very important kick that one paid in the context of the game. McCartney now will kick from about 35 metres out. Tony Shaw's back off the ground.
Coming on for Collingwood is number 30 and jumper made famous here by James Manson, now playing at Fitzroy. It's Paul Sharkey.
Famous, he'd be happy with that.
Peter Moore also wore that number.
Also. There goes McCartney. He likes the kick. It's a goal. Collingwood back in front.
His third, Jason McCartney. 3 goals, 1 to the full forward. This is a doubtful free. Well, it'll be interesting to see if we can get it on replay as to whether it was an actual free, but well done by Monkhorst to play on quickly.
So the lead first one side, then the other, and back again. Barnes approaches Monkhorst. McGuan went without it. Tackle by Hocking. Umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. Woods and Hocking both eagerly awaiting the outcome of the umpire's decision. Gary Hocking, 17 possessions. Interesting, his brother Steve, who's approaching 200 games, has been wallowing in the reserves the last 3 games. Good tackle by Tanner. Woods gone again. And once again the umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. And Woods breathes a sigh of relief once more. Pies by 3 points. 9.5 minutes to 3/4 time. Monkhorst floats a hand pass. Bairstow has to do it. Woods this time. The hand pass to Russell. Over to Francis. Approaching the 50, Tony Francis. Left foot kick is long. Colbert's back there and sees it through for a behind.
That was the only thing he could do because McCartney was on a lead. He was just too close to Francis, so Francis really did have to go along with that ball.
Here's Barnes with Darcy about to bring it in. Stephen O'Reilly, who played so well early off the ground, that appeared to be a hamstring tear. And Darcy generally, after this sort of indecision, kicks long. And he does here. Wide as well. Barnes up in front, tries to knock it on. Woods waits behind though. It's all Collingwood. He pumps it back in. In from the side, almost the mark down there to James. Colbert goes back, thumps it across the line. It was a big jump by James down there, and probably in the end should have marked it.
He should have, Dennis, I agree.
Colbert picks out Lynch up from the back pocket. Very important time now in this game. Collingwood lead it by 4 points. Kick to the outer side. Krusiska falls over. Buckley didn't. This is Woods again, getting some touches. Chips it intended for Russell, who touched it en route to Williams, who gives it away then. Mansfield breaks away. Geelong had a bit of luck. He kicks to midfield. Couch. Still he goes, Couch, surrounded by Collingwood players. They were attracted to him. He feeds it off. Tanner's stopped it. Picked up by Hocking. McGuan brought him down. Back it comes to Couch. Threw it on the boot. It wobbles down to half forward. Taken by Sharkey. Gets it to Watson. Now an opportunity for Wright. Goes across the ground. Krusiska moves into space. He can take it and go. Goes down towards half forward. Here's Wood again. Left it behind this time. Hutton's got it. Hard against the line. Barnes over the top. Big fist away. Chance for Tanner now.
Tanner's hand pass out wide to Lynch. Kick by Lynch to centre wing, all Geelong. Bairstow takes it. He's got support on the outside from McGrath. Long kick to half forward. Handley back there, but terrific mark by Gavin Krusiska. Centering kick to Monkhorst. Just got to him. He disposes of Ablett. Back he goes to Pert, and they'll set up from fullback. Brown still at centre half back. Watson. That's a 4-point game. Collingwood in front. Watson's hand pass. Hurt all the way up from full back, leaving Ablett back there. Important turnover, but they've given it straight back Geelong. Couch, he'll do something with it. No, he won't. Hurt.
Free kick.
It was going to be a free kick. Advantage to Buckley. He goes long. Raking kick. Barnes in the goal square. Takes the mark. Mark paid to Barnes.
Should have done better there, Buckley. Did not look. There was a man on McGuan in the middle. McGuan is remonstrating, or was. Meantime, Barnes chips it across to Colbert in the pocket. Still Collingwood by 4 points. End-to-end stuff this at the moment. Exciting football on the outer side. Handley was pushed in the back and must get a free kick. No doubting that. Francisca unhappy. Sends a hot return back to wicketkeeper Handley, but he controlled it pretty well. So Handley from half-back goes down towards half-forward. Terrible kick. Brownless in front. And the ball spills out of bounds. Willie Brownless has got 3 this afternoon. 3 goals, that is.
Struggling this quarter, though. He's gone out of it a bit.
Barnes coming off the ground and coming back on bench.
Amazing figures, those. 16-7 Geelong's way. In a tight game. Francis went to the middle. Taken now by Watson. Swings it out wide. Williams is away. He's a speedster. Kicks inside the 50. McCartney comes on the lead. Darcy is there step for step. Did well. Darcy over the top. Slapped it out of bounds. Eyes only for the football. So it'll be thrown in right on the 50. 10-9 Collingwood. 10-5 Geelong.
Hanley into the ruck and Mitch now at centre half forward for Geelong. Barnes off.
Here's James. Gets one in the back. Free kick within scoring distance.
Called this young guy before involved in a goal, but it was actually Houghton that was involved in the goal. James sitting on the bench. He's got his opportunity in the third quarter. Now getting the reward from that free kick.
All the Collingwood players today wearing the black armbands for Harry Collier, Brownlow medalist who died during the week, age 86. Played in Collingwood's golden era in the 30s. Kick by James. What a goal. Ten-point lead to the Pies.
Yes, he's playing as a specialist forward pocket. Brett James got some class about him. Maybe he's a little slow to go further up the field. He certainly keeps his eye on the ball. Came from South Australia, Norwood in fact.
Margin is 10 points. Bairstow out of the middle towards the outer side. Collingwood lead in all directions to the ball. This is Hassel. And away he goes again. Hassel through the centre. Goes down towards the pocket. McCartney. Awkward bounce for him. Couldn't control it. Taken by Russell. Off one step, Russell. Misses to the near side of a high. Collingwood led by 8 points at half-time. It's out to 11 points now. Darcy to bring it in. Geelong have won 3 out of 8 when they trail at half-time this season. There's Handley.
What's their record when they lead? None out of 100.
Well, I guess the remaining games.
Oh, he's gone.
Mansfield's in trouble.
I thought he was gone.
Well, Russell applied a tackle.
Now watch this. There's the mark. Look.
Should it not be 50? If in fact he hadn't gone. Lockhorst has got it on the outer side. Buckley, she's been dangerous today. From 60 metres out, he heads for home. Colbert right on the line, touched it. Wow, this is a terrific quarter.
And the way the crowd rose when that ball was heading to the goal line was absolutely fantastic. The moment of excitement when Colbert's fist got up there and the disappointment from the Collingwood fans when the fist reached the ball. 77-65. 2 straight kicks in front of the Pies. Hinkley short passing and still on the 50 as Mansfield.
He did it again. He got away.
Backs himself against Woods. They play an attacking style any place on the ground, Geelong. Kelly missed it. Brewer. Oh, brought to a full stop. Clever tap out to
smart.
Brownless. Brownless will kick a goal. That was brilliant.
You summed it up succinctly, Drew. It was brilliant. Tudor, and then the way Brownless held that ball as he shot for goal. Excellent once again. This is a terrific game. That's his 4th, Bill. But wasn't he? Oh, Mansfield nearly got pinged before, and he did exactly the same thing again, breaking away. As Brewer coming through. Well done. Set up by Tudor. Now watch the way Brownless holds the ball across the body so he can go right to left or left to right.
Collingwood by 6 points. Bairstow out of the middle, so they win in the centre again, Geelong, but the defensive mark is held by Watson. Plays on to Kelly. Little chip across the ground. Sharkey up from the back pocket. Sharkey goes very wide. Francis wants to go. Gets around Tanner. Kicks to the wing. They've used the ball very well coming out this time. This is Brown. Brown is centre half forward. Buckley under the ball. Mansfield dropped it. Was tackled. Didn't have it. Couch got it across to support. Handley. Bairstow's on the ground. Scrambled out of there by Handley, but it's going to be a free kick to Mark Bairstow. Not sure why. What did he indicate? High, perhaps, the tackle. Well, he's sitting down.
When you're sitting on the ground, you've got half a chance of tackling him high.
So Mark Bairstow has had a bit of quarter here. Pretty quiet early. He's at centre half back. His side is down by 6 points. Goes looking for Couch. Juggled attempt at the mark. Couch will come back into it. So too did Woods, who's had a very good turn. Got it across to Watson. Watson kicks it out wide. Taken by Russell. Shrugs a tackle. Gives it to McGuan. And once again, he sets the crowd alight with a run around the outer side. A couple of bounces. Kicks inside the 50. Darcy got a fist on it. Straight to Williams. Williams snaps. It's very close. He's missed.
Usually snaffles those, Williams.
Sure. Onto it like lightning.
Lee Matthews and Stan Magro in the coach's box, and John Ballantyne sitting alongside Lee Matthews. Interesting knee reconstruction earlier in the year, and they reckon he might even be a chance to play if the Pies make the finals. He's been training. There he is in the white shirt. Former Footscray defender, and he, or Footscray forward, he became a long list of casualties for Collingwood fullbacks earlier in the season. At the back of the pack, Hinkley sweeps a hand pass up to Colbert. Wills giving him run off the last line of defence. The kick by Wills, a wobbler. Dropping in short. It bounces through the pack. Chance for Ablett. Free kick to Krasiska. 7-point lead to Collingwood, and we've got just over 2 minutes to three-quarter time.
Sharkey should have punched that ball back before, and the runner's gone straight out to him. Could have gone forward for Collingwood had he have punched it back.
Kelly gave it to Francis, who looks for Buckley. Finds the ball on the ground. The hand pass just by Russell, taken by Tanner. Bairstow goes over the top. This is Lynch around the outer side. Forward of the wing, he finds Tudor. Tudor's down towards right half forward. Little chip pass across the ground. Hocking has gone out of the game in this term. He started brilliantly. He's about 55 metres from goal. Goes looking for Ablett. In front was Mensch. Ablett behind, juggles the mark. Well, like 10-pin bowling, and all the pins in front of him went down. And Ablett somehow came up brandishing the mark.
Did Mensch touch it like the Collingwood defenders did in the previous quarter?
Just watch this. No.
So Gary Ablett, very important kick here. The margin 7 points. This to pull it back to 1. Going at his third goal. The goal umpire goes a long way. It's a goal.
Well, there he is, his third. 3 goals, 3, Gary Ablett. He has had better games. Maybe a little fortunate on that occasion. You've got to have a little bit of luck in football.
Under a minute to go to the last change. A point the difference. McGuan out of the middle for the Pies. Going wide to right half forward. Williams trying to hook it back. to Francis. McGuan again, inside 50. Out he goes to Russell, and Russell kicks the goal. They bounced it with 56 seconds left, so it took 22 seconds to get the goal.
And interesting, if we could get a shot of the next bounce down and the ball up the centre to restart, they're not really marking up other side of both teams. There was one pair on the Geelong player, Collingwood player on one another, yet the others were pretty loose. It was McGuan and Hocking together. Again, they're pretty loose. Have a look at that. There's the two that are together on the left of the screen.
Handley goes up, knocked it down, right, could have been taken high, no free kick. He scrambles it out wide. Lynch has got the run of it. We're down to about 22 seconds. Lynch tries to knock it on. White standing alongside the pack, couldn't control it. Brewer spins out of a tackle. Still he goes. Brewer well played. We're down to 12 seconds. Brewer long. Ablett. And Ablett has taken this mark. He pushed off Francisca. And now should put his fourth.
Not kidding, this will be the third goal in the last minute.
Just a marvellous quarter. One of the quarters of the season, this. Ablett looking at his third goal of the term.
And this is his stock in trade, Ablett. He likes this. He'd be a better player if he moved around.
Siren's gone, so Ablett will kick after the siren. And he puts it through. 3 goals in the quarter for Gary Ablett. And the margin is back to a point at three-quarter time. Collingwood lead it. 12-12 to 13-5. It's a cracker.
And Ablett starting up on half forward. And Pert's gone with him. Mensch is in the goal square.
Collingwood by a point, starting the final term at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Monkhorst. The kick smothered by Couch, who picks it up and kicks inside the 50. Brownless goes back, couldn't complete the mark. Tries to snap, half smothered. It's thumped out of there by Watson towards the boundary. And goes across the line. No prize for guessing what the coaches were talking about at three-quarter time. Specifics perhaps, but also whether their players wanted to play in the finals. There's Peter Riccardi. He's kicked 3 goals, but he's on the bench at the moment. Watson heads for the boundary. Elementary. Shane Watson, runner-up in Collingwood's best and fairest last season. Monkhorst and Brownless. Brownless with 4 goals today. Hocking couldn't control it. Comes to Bairstow. Bairstow very high. It may have been touched. They compete about 20 metres out. Kelly's got the ball. Francisca flicked it back to him. Watson did well. Francisca again. Kicks outside the 50 this time. It runs towards the wing. Hocking, who started so well, goes in short. Bairstow's got it. Hocking 21 possessions so far this afternoon. Bairstow coming up for his 18th.
Too far out to score. The Cats trailing by a point.
There's nothing for him, Drew. That's why he's hesitant in kicking the ball. He's looking. But every Geelong player is waiting for the big kick.
Well, they've got a big kick. It's a pack in the goal square. Mench's gloves. Francisca gets back there. The hand pass, a floater for Hassel. Back he comes to Watson. Good distance out of defence. Buckley. Awkward half volley. It spills Geelong's way. Tanner. Oh, Buckley intercepts. Well played by Nathan Buckley. He's turned it over, but Brown gave it up. Hocking. The kick by Hocking straight up to the goal square. Ablett swamped. And they triple team him. Monkhorst takes the mark in front.
The big man has played pretty well. Interesting duel he and Barnes. Monkhorst out wide. Francis will need to stretch. Stood his ground. Was mowed down by Billy coming back with the flight of the ball. No doubt about the free kick. Francis has been good again this afternoon. Deep in his own defensive area. Kicks towards the wing. Geelong have got the numbers. Barnes up. Should have hung on to that. It falls forward. Woods. Hand passes towards the boundary line. It goes out. As we go back to Dipper.
Yeah, thanks very much, Dennis. Paul Riccardi has had a slight groin to his right leg.
Okay. And now free kick is going to Barnes. Just forward of the wing. Oh! McGrath. It was a very untidy hand pass. McGrath kicks to centre half forward. Kelly works his way in front. Brownless came again. It's off hands wide of the patch. Sharkey went down. Simpson stayed on his feet. Gave it away. Krasiska to Watson.
Krasiska's been resolute in defence. 14 possessions and he's taken 6 marks. Wright just gets out of trouble. Chest mark here to Francis at left half back. Collingwood have played their last 3 games here at the MCG. They came in with 28-point victories over Essendon and Melbourne, and they showed terrific pluck and courage. They're going to need it here. They led at every change, but at the last change, and still now, by only a point. Kicked by McGuan, and Hocking went up in the 3rd quarter and came down on the last. Into Wills. Kicked by Wills to the far side. They've got some space here with Tudor. He turns in. Off the cricket pitch he goes. Wide for Ablett. Oh, beautiful working of the ball by Geelong.
I like when Gary Ablett leads.
Short pass to Couch. Well, Couch has given him a few, and he deserves one back.
The old flat top. I wore those in one in first form. When was that? I can't remember the year. They're back in vogue.
You had a flat top when you had hair, did you?
The old flat top. Have a look at it.
And this kick, a very difficult one, could put the Cats in front. They trail by a point. Distance only 25 metres. No. Scores level.
Great game of football, this one. Malcolm Blight looking on intensely. Took over from John Devine in 89. Short pass into Watson, who's seen a lot of the ball in this final term. Back it comes to Wright. Wright will skip a hop and a jump across the defensive line. Eventually goes back to Watson. And now Francis. So they work it out. Francis, a very high kick. It bounces just inside the field of play and goes away from Kelly. Nondescript at best, all of that. And Kelly looks back admonishingly. Just over 15 minutes till full time. 84 apiece. Everything to play for. The winner should make an appearance in the finals. The loser, well, it's so tight. They've got to win their last couple, and the ball's out of bounds on the outer side.
It's a pity because these two teams are the form teams at the moment. But then again, they muffed a lot of chances on their way through the season, especially Geelong.
Barnes and Monkhorst that falls in front, taken by Francis. Hurried kick away. Hinkley reaches over the top, almost the mark. Now that will be holding the ball. Gee, he was stiff. He was very, very unlucky.
Yeah, my word.
Here's Hassel. They don't play on unlucky though in the AFL. Francis to Hassel. Slick hands. Buckley over the top. McGuan did well, showed a lot of courage. Could have been bumped in the back. Brown's got it. Away to Russell in space. He goes from 35 metres out. He's off target. Behind. Scott Russell has been lively this afternoon. Good to see him back. He missed last week. Was Mick McGuan. He missed the last Geelong game, Scotty Russell. He's been effective on the forward line without being spectacular.
1 goal, 3, Russell.
Yep, 6 kicks, 1 goal, 3, but he's had 10 hand passes as well.
Playing forward pocket or half forward.
Kick by Simpson to centre wing. Brewer went in. And Hocking left it for him. The kick up short of half forward. Tanner. Ablett dragged down by Kelly.
Pert.
Gary Pert.
Well, actually, I think the hand just went there, and Ablett used a little bit of the old Bob Johnson acting.
These two have had some fun over the last couple of years. Ablett was reported for an incident with Pert, and earlier this season Ablett took the mark of the century over Gary Pert. They still dispute whether it was a mark or not. And now here he goes for goal, Gary Ablett. And he's not kicking like a man who's kicked 100 goals in a season. It comes back into the field of play. A snap by Tudor. A goal!
Lee Tudor involved in a brilliant passage of play in the 3rd quarter when he hit the ball when the Geelong were going to the other end of the ground across to Brownless, and Brownless held the ball across his body for a goal. This time he kicks his own goal. He came off the bench in the 3rd quarter. former North Melbourne wingman, now with Geelong.
Centre breaks Geelong's way 18-10. They almost got away again, but Woods sends Collingwood down towards their half-forward line. Hinkley's in front. Well, who wants to play in the finals? It's all about that now. Shooter, inspired, attacked the ball brilliantly. Centres it, Mensch is up, and that's a good grab.
Is that his first? It is too. It's his first mark, an important mark too for Mensch.
Off come the gloves for the kick.
And that's a very important point. They're talking about the gloves now as an asset when they're marking. It's a problem when they're kicking. Now,
but it's also a problem when you try to put your boot on. That's why he's got them off.
But they're adhesive to the point when you're dropping the ball down to your boot quite often, it will stick slightly.
Now, you came up with that theory the other day for somebody.
Cook. With Cook.
James Cook.
James
Cook with the rosin, but he has rosin on his hands
That's
too.
Right, same problem. That's why he uses the water. Don't often see them take the gloves off to kick, though.
Well, I think you have to fix his boots up.
You'd want to be sure of getting the distance, otherwise it could come back on the rebound quickly and you're gloving up. So here's Midge.
Well, it's his first kick, so we don't know whether he does this.
Well, he goes from 40. It's close. It's a goal. This is very important now for the Cats. Collingwood have got to meet the challenge.
Yes, and I think they'll come back to the form. Is an indication in this game. Geelong started well. That's a great kick. That's his first kick for the game, Mensch. He started at centre half forward. He's got the gloves back on. Oh, it's a free kick going Collingwood's way. Too many in the square.
McGuan takes it from the circle. Straight to full forward. Oh, McCartney! Right in front, Jason McCartney. Good mark, wasn't it, Don? You like that, did you?
Yeah, I did, as a matter of fact.
Now the margin is 11 points in favour of Geelong. McCartney for his fourth goal, which would be the third week in a row here at the MCG. What a vital miss that could be.
He's doing better at full forward. It's the best I've seen him play. He's hitting the ball hard. He's giving us something to lead to.
Not the time to say that. Here comes Darcy to Tanner. Tanner up towards centre half back. Next goal vitally important. It goes towards the outer side. Barnes the leaper. Monkhorst knocked it away, taken by McGrath. Only gained about 10 metres on the kick. Sharkey fell over. Houghton did nicely, but the hand pass a little untidy. McGuan eventually had to take it. Hassel was run hard and long. Kicks inside the 50. Francis assesses the options, goes for home, and he's bent it back superbly. Tony Francis, fine running goal. When you look over the season, he's not a goal-kicking rover. He's kicked only 6 goals in 14 matches this season.
And Hassel once again getting involved, but he's delivered the ball well on the left foot. And this is a left foot goal here. He's a very skilled little player, Tony Francis. Very adept on both sides of the body.
Margin back to 4 points. Geelong in front. Couch goes back. Tanner just gets boot the ball, but doesn't clear the area. Williams, well played by Paul Williams. Hoists it high to half forward. Buckley with Hinkley. Buckley marks. Thought about going on. McCartney near the goal square.
Oh!
Fantastic mark by Williams, diving into the space.
Well, a Geelong player thought he had that, but Williams came from nowhere.
Well, that was sensational because he was the player who gave it to Buckley in the first place and went past to get it back.
Buckley's been superb. I mean, a half-forward flanker with 26 possessions. Remarkable.
This to put Collingwood in front. Paul Williams going for a 2-point lead. 35-40 metres out. Just missed. Well, we can excuse him from wide out there. McCartney's was a bit more serious.
He's kicked 3 points for the day, Williams.
13-15 to 15-6. What a finish. One of the games of the season, this, in standard and for its competitive nature. Lynch to Tanner. Tanner takes off. Half back, swings it out wide, intended for Couch. He needs to mark it because he's outnumbered 3-1. He was buried by Pert, and Couch is slow to get up. Meantime, on the outer side, Williams taken high, and he'll be down for a while too.
I think there might be a report here.
Nasty one. Calling for a stretcher. Paul Williams, who had the last shot at goal, down on the outer side wing. It's a Collingwood free, but right now more concern about Williams. He's had a wretched year with injury. Watch it again. Very untidy, to say the least.
Geelong, number 29.
Cats lead by 3 points, but Collingwood have led at every break. 4 points at quarter time as Shane Kerrison warms up. 8 points at half time and a point at three-quarter time. Tony Shaw was injured early. There goes Paul Williams.
He's going to be a loss, Dennis, because he gives them something up forward, that speed.
Just that previous passage of play proved it, where he got it on the wing and got it back again in the forward pocket.
Well, they may be able to clean him up and get him back out there. That's the good news. It was a nasty one, but it could be just a superficial wound in terms of that blood. Here's Buckley, who better to have it. Just talking about Tony Shaw off the ground. He came back on, but hasn't reappeared since midway through the third term as the kick goes down towards the 50. Wrestling down there. Houghton claims the mark. Not paid.
Yeah, that's an interesting decision.
Well, it has to be a ball up, surely, if it's not a mark for one or the other. Francis and Hocking having a bit to say.
Have you ever heard a crowd go crook at a decision like that?
Well, if it's not a mark, it's got to be a ball up, but the umpire let them play on. Meantime, play does go on around the outer side now. Brown fell over, Couch goes back after the loose ball, and the crowd getting very vocal.
For what it's worth, free kicks are 20 all in this game, and the scoreboard's nearly as even. The Cats lead by 3 points. Monkhorst started in great fashion, took plenty of marks early, but not so many lately. Out on the full. And the free kick to Shane Watson. We have 9 1/4 minutes to go at the MCG. Both these teams level on 11 wins each for the season. There are 7 teams level on 11 wins each. That's how tight it is, and that's how important the premiership points are today. And the Collingwood fans still hooting that Houghton wasn't paid the mark.
Decided edge there to the Magpies. Thrown in. There's another one. Another 2. Barnes got it down to Hocking, and this is McGrath. Look at this run. The third in the passage. Brewer too long. What was he thinking? Woods got him. Well, Collingwood momentarily out of the woods. This is right, but he missed the ball. Lynch back to Brewer. Brewer just outside the 50. Slips it away, taken by Tudor. Tudor bounces it inside the 50. Ablett's got an opportunity from 35 metres out. Was missed to the left-hand side of behind. That would have been a very handy goal. The lead is out to 4 points.
Harry Ablett's given a strange exhibition of kicking today, I reckon, for a bloke who came in with 103 goals, 60. He's kicked 4 goals, 4 today, Ablett. And Paul Williams is back on the ground with a towel, and he's coming around to the interchange gate, which is on the broadcast side of the ground, and we reckon we might see him back. Gary Pert kicks in for the Pies. A mighty kick too. A high climb, no mark. Gary Hocking front of the pack. His kick smothered. It bounces to Bairstow. 60 metres out. A high ball. Mench is there. Mark taken by Pert. Plays on to Watson. The play-on game in the 90s exemplified here in a sensational display between Geelong and Collingwood here today. Buckley centre wing. Held back by Mansfield. Free kick to Buckley. Advantage goes to Woods. Woods approaches the 50. Tony Woods goes to the goal square. James is there. Nearly marks. Gets Collingwood in front by 2 points.
His second, Brett James. But looking at that, I wonder whether his foot was over the line when he made contact. It was very, very close to that line. There's the free kick on Buckley, but it was paid advantage to Woods. Woods had a player on his left, but decided to do it himself. In front was James. Oh, touching.
I reckon that was dead set a goal. Just inside the line, he kicked it. Couch goes to Mench, and Mench takes the mark. Well, Geelong lost the lead. They trailed by 2 points. Mench could regain it within 20 seconds. But I talked about the play-on style of the 90s. The way Gary Pert marked at fullback, hit the ground running, and set up a goal at the other end. It was just fantastic. Here's Mench.
Oh.
And a good kick. The Cats back in front.
What a quarter of football. Neither side will lay down. It's been an excellent game. Probably the best game I've seen all year. There's been terrific skill. Mench, that's his second mark for the game. He's taken off the ground, started at centre-half forward.
And Paul Williams, who left the ground with blood streaming from his face, is back less than 5 minutes later. What a game here at the MCG. 7.25 minutes left. Bairstow to Barnes, to Hocking, to Brewer. 45 metres out. He was going the short one to Ablett, smothered by Pert, who's been sensational. Now to Watson. What ebb and flow in this game.
Fantastic. James up in front. Colbert knocks it away. It's out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Just under 7 minutes till full time. 9 lead changes in this term. One down by Barnes. Houghton tried to feed it out. Barnes again. Tanner. Back goes Couch. Look out! Oof. Kelly almost got there, and that was his intention. He took off, and he was coming at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Couch, oblivious to that, terrific. Kicks inside.
Oh, Brownless.
Brownless, the juggle back. Billy's got 4 this afternoon. He'll kick from about 55.
When he went for a long bomb in the third quarter, he didn't make the distance down the other end of the ground. He's capable.
Lee Matthews looking on. And Malcolm Blight, opposing players in 2 grand finals. Both riding this one out. Brownless unloads. It's a massive kick behind. The margin 5 points.
That's his first miss, 4 goals won.
There's the time remaining. And Pert.
This crowd's at fever pitch, Dennis.
Well, it's just been a marvellous game. Close and the standard superb. Pert takes a chance. Can McGuan run onto the ball? Yes, he can. Woods outside him. McGuan releases the ball in timely fashion. Woods has it forward at the wing now. Goes inside the 50. Awkward half volley for McCartney. He keeps it in front. He's surrounded. Was bumped high. Play goes on. They tie it up, Geelong, and will have a ball up.
Gee, Paul Couch was labouring there. He's done a lot of running. Geelong leading by 5 points. Graham Wright, who just came off the ground and was replaced by Williams, who came back after that bleeding. Here's Bairstow. Short of centre wing, punched on by Brewer. Here's Couch. Gets a bad bounce. Down goes McGuan. Great pick up by Hinkley. Chased by Watson. The kick by Hinckley, disappointing. Moncourse marks at centre half back. He didn't waste half a second. Back he goes to Krasiska. Back to the centre of the ground.
Brown for Williams.
Top mark by Williams. We thought he was gone for the day, but here he is back again. Tries to go the torpedo. A wobbly old kick. McCartney, Bairstow for Geelong. Fires out the hand pass. Sharkey to Williams again. Perfect kick. Francis marks inside 50.
It's on between Hocking and Brown behind play. There he is, Hocking, pushing and shoving.
And here's Gary Pert, who's come up from fullback to mark on the 50. And he's giving Gary a bit of a run around at the moment.
Hocking been involved in a few of these duels with McGuan earlier. There's McGuan getting involved. But he'll stand up, Hocking.
Well, the Cats need him playing football now, of course. Can't get sidetracked.
This to put Collingwood in front by a point. Gary Pert, the fullback. Oh, it's not bad, but just offline. Behind. He's played a wonderful last quarter, Gary Pert.
3:41 to go. The Cats lead by 4 points, and Hinckley's taken the mark. Crowd of about 65,000 at the MCG. And two of the superstars still battle their way down the ground. There's Wills meantime. Long sleeves and the gloves. Nice look. He's going for distance. Through the wing. Over the top court again. Timely mark. Collingwood come forward. Out wide for James. Colbert arrives on the scene. Took him high. James will get the free. He's got 2 goals. Plays on quickly. McGuan just outside the 50. The game is hanging by a thread at the moment. Mickey McGuan goes back. Has a bit to say. Then goes short and Buckley. Perhaps the best kick on the ground inside the 50. He's been superb, Buckley.
Well, sometimes he's the best. He can kick at 60, but he can't kick at 30.
Well, he's got 3 goals this afternoon. What an important kick for the aspirations of 2 clubs right here. Nathan Buckley. Kicks for goal. I think it's good. It is. Collingwood in front.
His 4th goal, Nathan Buckley. And when it left the boot, he wasn't confident or didn't give any indication that it was going through. Usually players are jubilant. But he is an excellent kick. And what a pressure goal. He must have just got in.
Moncourse palms it down in the middle to McGuan. The Pies go forward again. They're out of the centre square. Williams has been spectacular. Here's Francis though. Left footer will seal the game. But he hooked it back too far. And through it goes for a minor score. The margin now 3 points. Collingwood in front. And we've got under 2 minutes left. Dennis, your estimate of the crowd nearly spot on. You said 65,000. I'll give you a bit of latitude. 66,555.
Thank you. Midfield, Mansfield throws it on the boot. Important ball here. Brewer surrounded, knocked away by Hassel. Socket off the ground by Hocking. Brewer's got it again. There's Bairstow down towards half forward. 1:40 to go. Brewer keeps it alive. Lynch slipped over. Costly. And Woods comes away. Lynch hangs his head. Strong tackle by Tudor. Affected the kick. Mansfield close to the line. Takes it across. Clock stops. And they'll regroup here.
Buckley,
22 to go.
very, very tired trying to run down Mansfield, and he's gone.
Thrown in on the wing. Houghton knocks it forward. Francis has been very good. Scrambles it to half forward. Wright can't keep it in. Deflected across the line.
Good play by Wright.
Well, he might be tired, Nathan Buckley, but that kick might nearly win the game. A magnificent goal, his 4th. Houghton takes clean possession, but it's not all over yet. Bairstow goes off the ground, but no distance. Hassel to Woods. Woods has been a very good player. Inside the 50 with his kick. McCartney interferes. A Geelong free kick to come back to Darcy.
Gee whiz, that could be an important free kick.
52 seconds to go. Geelong need to go the length of the ground.
Can they do it? McGrath's got it inside his own defensive 50. They're manned up pretty well down the ground. They'll have to win a one-out contest. He boots it towards half forward. Loose ball. Shooter knocks it forward. There's a free kick on the outer side. It's going to Mensch.
Two undisciplined free kicks, one by McCartney, the other here.
Down to 30 seconds. Needs a mark. Monkhorst over the top. Waiting behind Perth. The hand pass directed to the boundary. It's out of bounds and will be thrown in.
That was by Krasiska, that free kick. He's very tired too. There's a lot of tired players out there. They've done some terrific running.
And well played again by Gary Perth. Here he goes again. He's nearly getting the votes. Oh, here's Couch. Hand pass back he goes. Bairstow on the 50. A blind kick. Monkhorst in front of goal. A chest mark. That should be enough. 8 seconds left. Monkey, he doesn't know it's that close, but the scoreboard shows there are 29 minutes gone. Siren! The Pies have won it! What a game of football! For the third week in a row, Collingwood win an important game at the MCG. And Geelong's 4-game winning streak comes to an end.
Checking that scoreline again. And they're elated, Collingwood. Such an important victory. Collingwood home by 3 points. 15-17 to 6-8.